Yeah, we rolling, bro.
Sweet.
Yo.
Yo, what's goody, everyone? Welcome back to episode 5 of the Coconut Podcast. I'm Izuru.
And I'm V. Welcome back, everybody. Good to see you all again.
Hope you are all happy and healthy, especially during isolation. Hope everyone's, enjoying staying inside as much as they can and at least making the most of this sun, bro. The sun today is crispy.
Is it actually, bro? Down,
Yeah, I don't know, down the north side, but
bro,
southeast looking crisp.
it's whack out here. I haven't even seen this one today, bro.
It's because it's down here, bro.
Yeah. Opposite ends of the world we're living in.
Legit, bro. Far out.
Oh, that was one thing, yeah, because we had a lot of people that wanted to jump on the episodes and link up and whatnot, but obviously that's not possible. So we're gonna have to wait for that. But if you guys want to hop on a Zoom episode, by all means, we're here for it.
For real. Because V lives like
And
in another state, bro. In another state to us, bro.
That's how we see you guys as well, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know where you live, to be honest, bro.
Bro, yeah, fucking hell, legit, bro. Like, I like never tell anyone where exactly I live. I just say like, oh, it's close to Dandy or Cranbourne. Like, no one knows Limbrook. Everyone knows Cranbourne or Dandy. Like, oh, that's fucking Junkie Central. We're not coming down there. Isn't that dangerous? That shit funny, bro. I think Dandenong's like world renowned, honestly, at this point.
Oh, thanks, bro. But anyways, how you been, bro? What's been going on? What's new since the last episode?
Not much, bro. My first single came out. First single for this year. Came out. So that one's always been. So that was exciting. Yeah, it had pretty good feedback. I was pretty stoked.
Definitely, bro.
Was,
Mad proud,
yeah.
man. Because I saw the work that went in. If you guys saw the work that went in, man.
That was a grind, bro. Yeah, you were actually there in the studio and we were putting that together. How crazy, bro. That's crazy.
It's a whole different experience actually seeing it come to life instead of just hearing it on Spotify, you know?
For sure, bro. Yeah, I can't even explain how grateful I am for you being there for like that process, bro. Especially with that song, like it just worked out perfectly, bro. That was like just an amazing process. But yeah, that song came out. And then so Monday there's another song coming out. So just been like putting shit together in the background just for like marketing and all that boring stuff. But other than that, bro, just been going for walks. Like the weather's been pretty decent. Got my first jab yesterday, the Pfizer. So, just been resting the arm. Make sure you all get vaccinated and shit. Otherwise, we've been chilling, bro. What about you? What's been going
on? Same old, brother. Same old. Obviously, been working on my shitbox car. As you can see the mechanic hands, obviously.
Battle scars, bro. Battle scars.
Yeah, battle scars. Been going for walks as well, just enjoying nature. Even though the weather's trash down here, it's still not the worst. I've been trying to work out a bit more, eat a bit better, try and meditate as well, because I've really slacked off from that shit for a while. So, reading, writing, whatever, keeping up with uni because I'm still in that shit box too. But yeah, man, life's busy. It's good though. I can't complain, man.
It's good, bro. Being busy is good. At least you have like a kind of, I think like it's good because like when you have shit to do, during the day, like it kind of makes the day go fast and you kind of lose track that you're actually in isolation or whatever as well. You know what I mean? Otherwise, like I'm going crazy, bro, because I got fuck all to do. So I'm just chilling. Like,
yeah, bro, it's important. Like we said in the last one, you got to have some side hobbies like you do as well, man. Keep busy, keep the ball rolling.
Speaking of, keeping sane during ISO and stuff, what were we going to talk about today, bro?
Well, today we wanted to talk a bit about emotions in general. Specifically, we wanted to talk about how to deal with negative emotions because we know these times are pretty rough for a lot of people. Also, how to deal with positive emotions and how to feel into everything that you come across, really. And yes, we do know that guys and girls feel emotions differently and deal with them differently. So we'll try and speak on both to the best of our ability. But yeah, that's today's topic, man.
Yeah. I just want to add the disclaimer. Yeah, like we can only speak from about like a girl's emotional or how they deal with emotions just from our experience of being around females. So like if we're wrong or if a girl wants to hop on and talk about how they actually do, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be like wrong with some of this shit.
For sure, bro. We're going to speak about BS. I know that.
So we can like give a pretty good description, I feel, of guys, but from a female perspective, it would be great actually if even if you guys wanted to reach out and just like kind of just send us a paragraph or whatever, and we can use that in the next video. That would be like really insightful for one. And yeah, just good to have like as a, you know, I forgot the word, good to have in the memory bank of, anyway.
Nice, bro. English
Anyway,
skills have
my brain kind
improved
of,
since last episode. I can see.
bro, legit, yeah, it's that Pfizer.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's that Pfizer, bro. It's going straight to the brain. I want to start off by asking you, how do you find isolation? How are you finding isolation, and what kind of emotions are you dealing with right now, whether good or bad?
At the moment, it's been really good. Like I said, like I really have nothing to complain about. But obviously, it's not always ups. You know, there's got to be some downs as well. Um, but yeah, I think lately I've just been sometimes just getting lost in certain emotions. Just letting my whole day be dictated by certain little things, and just little things piss me off sometimes, man. Um, but I've become aware of that, which is pretty important to me. And I think just becoming aware in itself, I've finally been able to just breathe and relax and just get rid of all that shit I don't need, you know. But that's really how I've been dealing with it, man. Just keep it simple, breathe, go outside, just keep it simple, because the more complicated I make it, the worse it gets, man.
For
How
sure,
about
bro.
you?
For sure, bro. Like I agree completely, bro. The more, because like our mind is like an echo chamber, you know what I mean? And when we don't get other people's kinds of perspectives or whatever, it's just us kind of constantly. And this I guess goes if you're when we're lacking mindfulness as well. If we're angry, then we constantly remind ourselves how angry we are, and we can't kind of calm down, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
um yeah, bro, like I agree wholeheartedly. Like kind of that awareness and the breathing is so important when it comes to dealing with our emotions. For me personally, yeah, similar kind of shit, bro. I think like this lockdown's definitely been a bit worse than the other ones, I guess. Maybe because like because I just finished uni, so I was kind of expecting or hoping to kind of be able to travel or just do something else other than, you know, be stuck at home all day.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So it was kind of a bit shitty, I guess, when you know, lockdown came in. It's okay, like it's not the worst thing like ever, but I think like especially now that I don't have much to do because I'm not working or anything right now, just applying and shit. There's no real kind of thing to take away from, like, you know, like when you go to work, like at least 8 hours of your day is kind of taken up by something else. Then you come home and you're in like a different mind state. Whereas now you're just at home all day. So like you get what I mean, right? There's like
Yeah,
not
I totally
really
get
much
it,
to
man. Yeah.
look forward to. So I think I'm feeling, especially like normally like without lockdown and stuff, like I'm not at home much, you know what I mean? I'd come home and like for most of the day I'm out, and then I come home and then I just eat and like talk to family a bit. But like I've always got my own space kind of thing to like kind of do my own thing and kind of my own goals and my own hobbies, like, you know, boxing or whatever, like going to the gym, like all that kind of stuff. You would kind of take up time in the day and just put me in like a different mind state. So then you're kind of looking forward to being home, you know, like at the end of like a big day. But now it's kind of like
You look forward to going to work.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm like, bro, like fuck, give me something to do. Like I'm so bored. But yeah, I think like I'm feeling it a lot more because of that. Like I'm feeling like it's kind of claustrophobic, you know, everyone's kind of at home all the time. So like normally when there's like tension and stuff at home, which happens obviously, um, it's kind of easy to kind of dissipate over like the course of your day because you're doing other shit. You come home and like everyone's completely forgotten about this, but like now you're at home and you're kind of just in that same environment, you know what I mean? So it's definitely been, I think this is a learning experience for sure. Blessing, like it's a blessing or a lesson. And I think this is both a blessing and a lesson, because it's given me the opportunity to kind of really focus on being mindful of my emotions in that way, like, you know, getting more irritable or getting a bit annoyed or being a bit sad here and there, and just kind of yeah, like, you know, kind of like locking in on what is the cause behind that, you know, seeing why am I angry rather than I'm angry, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, definitely, brother. Definitely. How,
uh,
how do you think that thought process is going for you? Like, have you been able to find some sort of approach that's been working for you, or?
yeah, but I think so, like especially like because like during ISO it's just been just kind of me, if that makes sense. Like I've been going for walks and stuff with friends, but I think like when I do feel irritable, I kind of don't want to talk to people in when I'm in that mind state, because let's say like I am annoyed or whatever, it's kind of like projecting, you know what I mean? And like for me, like what I've realized is like other people actually remember shit. I don't. You know what I mean? Like I think for guys, like we forget shit so quickly. Like we say something and then we just forget about that, and that's
Oh, bro, I'm
we're
the
like a
complete
completely new
opposite.
person. Oh, really?
Yeah, gee.
Talk to
That's
me, bro.
hilarious, man. No. You keep going. Sorry, bro. I completely stopped you trying to
No,
talk.
no, no. You're fine, bro. You're fine.
I'm
But
interested
yeah,
to hear what that's like though.
bro, it's like good. I think like I used to be someone that really held on to every little thing, like everything that someone would say. I would kind of hold on to it, and like I would I would form opinions and stuff over that. But then like and like that just for me personally, it led to a constant suffering. Um, because I'm like judging someone for something that they said a year ago and being like, bro, like fuck this dude, or like whatever. But really, this person isn't even the same person that he was a year ago. You know what I mean? He's like a
Yeah.
completely different person. And I'm the only one, like he doesn't even remember shit. And I'm the one that's still suffering because of it. And like I remember I read a quote, it was like being angry is kind of like drinking poison and expecting it to hurt someone else. That shook me because I was like, damn,
Wow.
bro, like that makes so much sense. So I think over like the last probably like yearish, like when I went through like the first lockdown, I spent a lot of time mentally, um, like just working on myself spiritually and stuff. And it kind of got me to the point where I don't, and not always, obviously, like I'm still definitely a flawed human being, but it's definitely a lot better because I can kind of I'll give you an example, bro.
Yeah.
Like Nilasha's dad, he, my guru, bro, for real. He kind of he gave me this really great example, and it really changed the way that I see things. He said, so when we look at a light, yeah, like a light bulb, um, yeah, when we look at a light bulb, what we see is, let me start again. So when we look at a light, there's like, when we look at it from the outside, it's constant. It just looks like it's glowing or whatever.
Mhm.
But what's actually happening with that light is that it's flickering on and off at a rate faster than our like naked eye can see, right?
Yeah.
And so like it's pretty much dying and being rebirthed every single like at a rate that we can't even perceive, per second, right? And
Mhm.
just like that, we're like humans are exactly that way, because like, so we're not dying physically, but we're dying mentally and we're being reborn. Who I was at the start of this discussion is not who I am at the end, right? But when you see me from the outside, you like, I'm still the same Isaru to you that you met 2 years ago or 3 years ago. But really inside my brain or inside my mental, I'm a completely different person to who I was just seconds ago. So I kind of um this like that kind, when he told me this, like, and like I meditated on that a lot, and it was kind of like, bro, like why am I suffering so much holding on to things that are from the past, when like I can't judge someone for who they were, because I wasn't like, I'm even now I'm flawed, right? But like all you can do now is kind of just be a little bit better than who we were yesterday. I think that's our purpose in this world as well, because like, and this goes to reincarnation and everything as well. People say that well, I say, I guess I'm people. But like I reckon that like we keep getting reincarnated over and over again because we haven't achieved the perfect being that we can be, like our full potential. So every lifetime we're just gonna continue to be reborn and reborn and reborn if we just kind of go down a shit path and never kind of awaken to our true sense. Maybe that's what enlightenment is, you know what I mean? So if I can be just a little bit better than who I was yesterday, just a little bit more kinder, just a little bit more aware, then I can be a little bit better. And maybe, you only suffer because you're alive, not on some morbid shit, but that's just the truth of the fact, right? Like it's only people that are alive that have problems. Dead people don't have problems. If you were never born, you would never have a problem. Like from a purely spiritual perspective. And I think this goes into Buddhism as well. Your whole purpose of monks or whatever is to end your cycle of rebirth. That's what samsara is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think here it's kind of like if I can just be a little bit better and not be attached to who I was yesterday, because I think the only person that limits us from becoming a better person is our own thoughts. You know what I mean? it's like, fuck, I thought this yesterday. So like if I tell you that I'm gonna do this, let's say I say, what's something that's bad? I don't even know. Let's say, for example, I think a certain way about a certain topic. So I don't know, like, let's
Just
say,
hate cats or something, bro.
Hmm?
Just make it simple.
yeah, okay, yeah, let's say that like my ideology is that I hate dogs, right?
Whoa, bro. Chill.
This is just for the example. I'm scared of dogs. I don't hate them. There's a difference. But but let's say that I tell someone that I actually fuck that example. Let's say this is a good example. All right, we're good. Let's say that I say I hate broccoli, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And because I say that, I feel like continuously I have to hate broccoli, and I convince myself that I hate broccoli, right? But that's because I don't want to even try eating broccoli again and again. You know what I mean? It's because of my attachment to that thought that this is me. That's what limits me from being able to change tomorrow. Does that make sense? And it's
Yeah,
that attachment to me being the same person that I was yesterday that causes my prolonged suffering. Because let's say that like I've got a sickness and broccoli is the only thing that can fix that sickness, right? Me being that stubborn about something isn't ever gonna fix this sickness. You know what I mean? It might not even have to be sickness. It might just be like I'm gaining weight, and if I eat broccoli, I'll lose weight or something, you know. But my stubbornness, and I guess this is the root emotion, stubbornness, is a lack of being able to move on and seeing, like auditing ourselves and being like, bro, why do I have to feel this way? You know, just because my mind wants me to feel this way, I don't have to necessarily feel this way. I, as a person, I, as a consciousness, doesn't have to feel the same way that my body wants me to feel. Does that kind of make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
Definitely, bro.
But yeah, I think with like during in saying all that, during this lockdown, I've been. Your original question was, how have I been? Have I found a way to work my thought process, to audit my thoughts or whatever during lockdown? And I've completely gone off topic, but
That's all right. Just keep it
coming
going.
back to it. But yeah, I think like whenever I feel like I'm projecting, whenever I have a negative emotion, I feel like I feel like I can project onto something else. Let's say someone just annoys me, or I'm just tired or some shit, right? When you're tired, you give blunt replies, or you're just not who you are normally, right? Like, or you're hungry, or just dumb shit like that. You know, we've all heard of hangry and stuff, right? Like when you're hungry and angry, you're hungry because you're angry. All these emotions are just, I think, like a lack of mindfulness. For me personally, I try to take as much time away from other people at that point in time, because I know that whatever I say is gonna, like, for me, because I forget shit, I can just move on, right? But for someone else, like let's say I say some shit when I'm annoyed, just for that split second, they might hold that against me for like the rest of their lives type shit, even though like that wasn't something that I necessarily meant. You know what I mean? Like it's like the broccoli thing. I could just say that I don't like broccoli because you know, at that point in time I don't like broccoli, but I the only thing that's making me think that forever I don't like broccoli is the other person's perception of me as well. You know what I mean? If I tell you I don't like broccoli and then I don't see you for 3 years, you'll be like, hey bro, didn't you say you don't like broccoli? You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. But in my mind, I'm like, bro, like I said that shit so long ago. Like it's not even part of my identity anymore. If that kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
So for me personally, going back to everything, I've just been going for walks and meditating. As soon as I feel like an emotion arising that I don't necessarily agree with, you know, and that could be something dumb, like even like anger or jealousy, or I think any negative emotion, we can address it by being just a bit more mindful. And yeah, taking some time to reflect, because like sometimes I say shit in the heat of the moment, or just in like a tunnel vision kind of way, if that makes sense. Like we've just been talking about something, let's say me and someone have been talking about something completely, like, and I'm completely absorbed in that chat. So then at that point in time, when they ask me a question, I'm answering with that mindset or with that bias, you know what I mean? But when I come in, like sometimes I say some shit and then like I go and meditate or I go for a walk or whatever. And I try to, I think I've said this in previous videos as well, I try to reflect a lot on like my main interactions, on key interactions of the day. You know, why did I say this? Or why did I act this way? What was this about? Like, was this truly how I felt? Or was this just in the midst of the midst of it all type thing. And then, yeah, like when I look back and I'm like, bro, like, why the fuck did I even say that shit? Like, it's not something that I necessarily agree with, or why did I feel so passionately about it when me being at an objective or neutral stance right now, I don't feel that way. I don't feel that heavily about it at all type thing. And for me, like, then it makes me have to go back and be like, yo, sorry, I didn't really agree with what I said earlier. I'm sorry. But even to say that, I feel is like killing your ego just a bit, you know what I mean? It makes you have to put your pride aside to kind of admit that you don't necessarily agree with what you said earlier. That
Yeah,
kind of
definitely, bro. Yeah, but it's just, it all comes back to that not being able to distinguish how other people see you versus how you see yourself, because not one other person on this planet has the same perception of you as you do of yourself.
yeah.
So it just comes back to that.
Yeah, for sure. And like, it's crazy because for us, like whatever thing that we do, we can kind of see, like, let's say, even if I do something really bad, I can kind of rationalize it because I know that I'm not a bad guy. You know, I still do good things and I still, you know, I can like, let's say I get into an argument with my parents or something, I can do that. And then the next day I can still say that I'm a good guy because I like do the laundry, or I still talk to them. I still love my parents type shit. You know what I mean? But let's say that you come into my house and at that point I blow up at my parents. You're just like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? You know what I mean? Like, that's how you judge me for what I am. So I think it's good to kind of, I saw some shit and I don't remember if this was, what was the caption? It was like, act like there's always cameras on you type thing, you know? Like, and that's kind of like saying like, be aware of how other people perceive you based on how you act, you know?
Yeah, that's interesting, man. But I don't know if it's a viable way to live,
Yeah, I don't think it is like necessarily, but I think it's just that, like, if we can look at our emotions, how that quote was, you know, act
Mhm.
like, if we look at our emotions continuously or audit maybe I'm just being stubborn on my point right now. I don't even know, but I think like if we can continuously audit our emotions, and sometimes it doesn't happen in real time, you know what I mean? Sometimes there's a bit of a buffering or a lag where it's only after we can audit our emotions because we're just so caught up in it when like, fuck, we have to put our pride aside and apologize or whatever. But I think having that bit of awareness, like even when, I'm sure you felt this as well when you started meditating and stuff, like you can kind of feel the anger rising up inside of you, you know, when you're getting annoyed or whatever. And like for me previously, I didn't even experience that. Whatever I felt was whatever I said or however I acted, you know what I mean? Whereas
Yeah.
like, I think when you start meditation, you kind of, when you get annoyed, you can kind of feel it. Or when you get angry, you can kind of feel it rising up. So at that point, it's like, yo, what is this emotion? Like, I'm not at my neutral right now. Obviously, there's going to be peaks and troughs, but I think it's about catching, you know, or doing your best to try to catch yourself or audit your own thoughts. There's always the observer and there's always the doer in our minds, you know what I mean? And we talked about this in a previous video as well. There's the wolf that you feed, you know, with our minds. But yeah, that's been the way that I've been long-winded, but dealing with my emotions, meditation, going for walks, giving myself space from the issues, and trying to catch myself in the midst of it, putting my pride aside. I think those are the main 5. And yeah, and never being afraid to kind of say like, yo, like, I'm so sorry for what I said, or like, you know, just kind of being like, you don't have to necessarily attach yourself to who you were yesterday. I think that's or even 10, 20 seconds ago, even 2 minutes ago, because like, you know what I mean, right? You get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. It takes a little work to get to the point that you're at there. So, man.
Yeah, I don't think it's always good because but I think with balance, anything is good. Without balance, everything.
It's good is objective, man. But yeah, you know what I mean. Like something that you explode about, like yelling at your family. Some people will be like, "Oh, okay, that's not bad at all," compared to what they do to their family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, bro? How have you been dealing with your emotions? Have you found a way to kind of process your feelings or whatever?
I don't know, man. Like anyone who really knows me, like I've heard this on many occasions in my life. People will always ask me, like, do you ever feel anything? Like, it sounds sad to say, but like, dead ass, my closest friends will be like, bro, do you ever feel anything? And well, answer is yes, obviously. I've just become like, since I was a kid, I've just become good and not caring about things that I don't need to give a shit about,
Mm.
And I don't really have any advice on how to develop that, unfortunately, because I just had it since I was a kid. But I think that's a really it's it's tough to say that it's a good thing, but in my eyes, it's a good thing because it just limits your stress, limits shit you really have to care about. You've always got laser vision on what you need to worry about. You can be present when you're not stressed out about things that can happen, will happen, might happen, what have happened. But I'd say the way I could deal with like a negative emotion is definitely just breathe, man. Like realize, because I know myself when I get properly angry, right? It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's bad, right? So I know that point and I know what it takes to get to that point, right? So I think one thing that helps me stay away from that is to understand like I don't want to explode in this moment. I don't want to be someone who I'm not. Like I don't want to cause harm to anybody. I don't want to say something that I'm going to regret in the future. I don't want to like there's times where you got to be present and express yourself, right? That is not the time when you're angry. So I've just come to realize and know my threshold for that. I think that's that's an attainable thing for most people. Otherwise, that's probably how I would deal with it. Like I just know the point where it gets bad, and I know how to stay away from it. And the way I do is either like in my head I'll have a mini conversation with myself, like, is this really like what you want to be doing right now? Because if it gets past this point, you know what's going to happen. And then I'll either have that quick conversation in my head or I'll just walk away from the situation because I know like it's not worth it. Whatever I'm going to do in this moment is not worth the repercussions that are going to happen afterwards. It's just better for me to walk away and get cold whatever for it than whatever happens. You know what I mean?
I think like, yeah, we definitely touched on very similar points. I think just going about it in different ways.
Yeah, definitely, brother. Definitely. I think it takes a lot of self-understanding though. It's definitely not an easy place to get to. I'm not gonna lie. It does take a lot of time to well, a lot of reflection, like you said, a lot of meditation, a lot of understanding and dealing with past pain and whatnot. You gotta really understand what little trigger moments you might have and what because when you get angry at one time, you don't explode because of one little thing, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bottled up little things that have happened to you over time that you've never expressed or dealt with or thought about again for a while.
Yeah, bro. No, for real. Like you're definitely touching on some very good points, bro. I think yeah, you're definitely right. Like knowing your own triggers is so important because like with us, we're kind of a product of our experiences, you know? So like what triggers you might not trigger me, what triggers me might not trigger you.
Yeah,
And I
that's,
think,
that's for sure. Yeah.
and like with any relationship, so whether it's romantic or with siblings or mates or whatever, I think, you know, it's really kind of good to have that level of awareness of what might trigger them as well. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because especially like I'm talking like close friends. Obviously, if it's a random, like you got no clue what triggers them. But I think like with your close friends, like you kind of know, especially people that you've like grown up with since you were young. You know what I mean? With guys, it's a bit different because like I feel like it's really hard to actually like for me at least. I think it's really hard to actually trigger my mates. You know what I mean? Like on some like deep shit. Like it'll be like banter. You know, like the banter never stops.
Yeah.
And
That's just how guys are in general, I'd say. That we tend to just take things initially as a joke, especially with people that you've known for a long time, you know?
yeah, it's
You
only
just
like
don't
when
understand.
it
Yeah.
comes to like serious disrespect that you're like, bro, like all right, like I'll check it. You know what I mean? I've got to check you before I check out type shit.
Yeah.
But I think even that, like just having that kind of awareness to, like you said, you know, leaving that situation, taking some time away from it, because sometimes like we've misinterpreted the intent of someone else. Like on their end, they think that it's a complete joke or whatever, and they're just messing around. But it's actually triggered us completely, you know, and they haven't picked up on the fact that it's triggered us, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. And it's the same
I,
thing. Like
Sorry, bro. You keep going.
No. Continue, bro. What were you gonna say?
So I was gonna say like, um, there's a time where you have to step up. There's a time where you have to act on your anger. There's a time where you have to do something about something, right? It just comes down to not being so responsive to everything. That's what I'm trying to get to. Like there will be times where you have to fight. There will be times where you have to get angry. There will be times where you have to show conviction, show resolve, show that you're serious about something, right? But there are other little things that will also test you. And it's just more productive for you to walk away than to have to put your energy into it and just deal with repercussions later. I'm not saying that you never deal with anything that comes your way. There will definitely be times in your life where you have to fight, you have to do something, right? You have to show that what you're made of. It just comes down to what moments you choose are deemed worthy of your energy, really.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%, bro. Like, I think like, yeah, like you said, it's about not being responsive to every single little thing. Like sometimes our body or our primal, like whatever's made us primally has kind of gets triggered by anything, you know what I mean? If someone even shows you like the slightest disrespect, you like, we're capable of getting triggered and stuff. But it's about kind of being aware that that you don't need to really associate or attach yourself to what your body's feeling. And kind of, yeah, like you said, having that awareness of like when it's good to kind of, like I'm getting angry right now, like I need some space from this, otherwise like shit's gonna go wrong for for everyone here, kind of thing. Yeah, that's a really good point, bro. Damn.
Sorry, bro. Give me 1 second. I gotta grab something really important.
Yeah, damn, bro. I'll grab something as well, bro. I gotta grab my charger. My shit's about to die.
Oh man, all right. Hey guys, make sure you listen to the new single that's out. There's a Hush promo, but got it on repeat. I better check it out.
Maybe she gon' touch you like I do. She gon' fuck you like I do. She gon' suck you like I do. Like I did.
Let me just check if it's charging. Yes, wait, bro.
Mad. So we'll move on to the next one, which is how to deal with positive emotions, how to feel into other things.
Easy. So we're back from a short little break. I had to go get my charger. V had to go get his coconut water.
Coconut water, bro. Get it straight.
Damn, bro. Just anything coconuts we're down for. So sponsor us, please.
Yeah, I think I've. Yeah, actually, yeah.
I think in every video, someone has been like, yo, this guy's, hey, you need some milk.
Who the hell drinks coconut milk? You got to be insane.
Really?
Bro.
Oh, yeah,
Out of
true.
the carton? Are you crazy, bro?
That's true. I was thinking like coconut, like it's called, the shit that actually like baver, like the shit that comes out of the actual coconut in Lanka.
Yeah,
I was in my mind, that was coconut milk, but yeah, you're right. That ain't coconut milk, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
That's a me problem, bro. Damn, I gacked that one completely.
You spend some time in the kitchen, G.
Yeah. Legit, bro. The kitchen and I, not best mates at all, bro. I'm starving, bro. If like the world goes to shit and like, if it's survival of the fittest, I'm the first to die. No cap.
Bro.
I'll do the laundry, but I'm starving. At least my clothes will be clean, bro.
Oh, dude, did I tell you about the last time I tried to start a dishwasher?
No.
There was this one time I booked an Airbnb, right? And I was like, all right, before I eat food, obviously off the dishes, I got to clean them, right? So I put him in the dishwasher. Bro, instead of putting a dishwasher tablet, I put the actual like soap in the what do you call it? Like the cartridge inside the actual door. And it flooded the whole kitchen, bro. So yeah, I don't go near that shit anymore. I've since learned how to use it, so don't come for me. But
I remember we got scared because it happened at Bendigo, yeah. We were like, oh shit.
Well, I promise it's not just me. I swear, there's gotta be other people.
Funny, bro. That's some shit, bro.
But yeah, they're more simple now. Now all you do is you just put in the tablet, you press a button, and off she goes.
Bro, fuck it, bro. Legit, the dishwasher at home is me, bro.
And I reckon I could cook a meal, but yeah, probably not great.
Yeah, legit. I'm not sure about taste wise. It's edible, barely, but I mean, it'll get us through the day. It's just like you just put some oil in, put like a steak on the in the saucepan, and that's it.
Yeah.
In the fry pan, and that's a
If you can,
meal.
if you can cook, like hit me up.
Yeah,
I
legit.
I like good food.
Vibes, bro. Legit.
Yeah.
Grilled burgers, honestly, the best junk food. Like it's so clean. But I remember like one time we got like, I think I told you this story. It was like after like a New Year's, we like full sent it, and then the next day we were like dead. We were like driving back, like fully dead, right?
Yeah.
And then we like go to there's like a Case Central, which is like a shopping center close to us. And just before we go home, we have a meal from there, grilled there. Bro, that shit brought back the whole clan, bro. Like I'm not even that was like legit like rejuvenation, bro. Crazy, bro. Like the fountain of youth, bro. That's what that was. That grilled burger. What a vibe, bro. Honestly.
Which
Grilled
one
is
did you
like
get, bro?
low key slept on, bro. High key slept on, I reckon.
Grilled, huh? Bro, you know what slaps? Schnitz, bro.
Really, bro? That's the thing. I'm not really
The
vibing.
fries though. Don't. Like,
Yeah, Schnitz fries are good,
you
but
can't say the fries.
but like the burgers, I don't know, bro. It's just not.
Mm.
It's not the best.
Personally. So I see you, bro. We're just taste testers. We're not the chefs.
we're not. Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, don't hit us up for like food vlogs and shit.
Yeah. I can show you
Actually,
cook
if you
coffee.
do want to grab a good coffee and a good eggs Benny, mate. What was
We know
that
the
place
place.
called? Java, yeah, Java Cafe.
Yeah, we know the place.
Java's
Yeah.
down in where was it, bro? Fuck, I forgot the name of the.
Oh, it was just Hamley Town, bro. That's all it was.
Yeah, Hamley Town, Hamley. Oh, Yarraville. That's it. Java Cafe at Yarraville. That eggs Benny, bro. I'm an eggs Benny menace, bro. I'm a fiend for eggs Benny,
I've
bro.
been craving that chai tea for a minute. Like, what was it? The chai latte. That's what
Yeah,
it's
you got a chai latte. I got a hot chocolate.
called.
Hot chocolate. Oh my god, bro. That shit. My Celine Biagas. Vibes, bro. That shit was crazy. But anyway, back to the matter at hand. Back to the matter at hand. I'm in Montreal. All right, sweet. So, how do you deal with positive emotions, bro? Or what kind of positive emotions have you been feeling? And how have you kind of embraced them fully and made and maximized on them?
Well, the thing about like positive emotions is, or the most important thing I feel like is just to feel it to the fullest of your ability, like just to feel it to the depths of your core, man. I think that's the most important thing. That and like just understanding that happiness is coming from some sort of gratitude within yourself is like two of the most important things I think in feeling positive emotions, because you like, how to explain this in the best way possible. I don't even know how to explain this shit, man, but dang. Yeah, I think the most important thing is just embracing that emotion to the fullest of your ability. Because let's say you're feeling a negative emotion, what you tend to do is like just like crawl up and try and run away from it, right? And so as soon as it's positive, you want to open your arms, open your eyes, everything. Try and collect as much as you can. Try and just desperately grasp for it. But what you really need to do is just feel it for what it is. You know what I mean, bro? Like we try to cling on to every little piece of excitement, every little piece of happiness that we can, and we forget that we're just human. Like we have to feel everything. There's an importance in feeling everything, because the more deeply you can feel your lows, the more you can feel your highs as well.
Yeah.
It's like the polar opposites. If you can understand the saddest of sadness, then you can understand the happiest of happiness. It's just how it works. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
When you appreciate one thing, you can appreciate the other thing more as well. Does that sort of make sense, bro?
No, it definitely does, bro.
Yeah,
Definitely
because
does.
I feel like that's important. Like the way I've been able to just enjoy little moments the most that I can is to embrace the saddest moments as well. It's just simple as that, really. I don't really have much else advice for that part apart from that, bro.
Yeah, no, that's great, bro. Like honestly, like I don't even know what to say after that, bro. I think like the only thing that I would add is very similar to what you said, just on a I think on a spiritual level, it's kind of like not being too attached to either the happiness or the sadness. It's kind of just like you said, seeing it for what it is. Um, I think there's like got to be a low key level of awareness as well, not like a look of despair, you know, oh fuck, this happiness is only temporary or whatever. But it's kind of like
Yeah.
accepting that, you know, there's peaks and troughs. And someone recently, I've seen it before, but like someone recently told me like it's okay not to be okay, you know what I mean? Like, and that to me was like, I was like, damn, bro, like I've heard it before, but like it was only when it was said in that way that I was like, oh shit, like damn, like you're onto something, you know,
Yeah.
like I don't know, it just hit different when she said it. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, I think like kind of just yeah, seeing things for what it is. Like if it's sadness, it's okay. Like it'll come and it'll go, you know, like we don't need to be attached to it and kind of get caught up in it. And even like you don't need to run away from it, you know. Like like you said, it's kind of like whenever there's something bad going on, we kind of tend to dismiss it or find an escape from that. So whether if you're feeling shit at home, then you instead of or if you're having a problem with, you know, someone, then you just tend to go to work and try to forget about that. Or if you're having a problem at work, then you come home and you just, you know, you try to forget about that. Like we're constantly keeping our mind busy with shit. And we're filling our days with shit to kind of keep our mind off our problems, you know what I mean? And that might be Monday to Friday, you're working every, like 40 hours. So like you don't have any time with your family or you don't have any kind of balance. So then on the weekends, you try to send it. But really, like I think we've talked about this in previous videos as well, but like that kind of escape chasing doesn't really lead to happiness, you know what I mean? And I feel like that kind of numbs you to to true happiness as well, because you're so like your happiness is just whenever the sadness isn't there or whenever you're just not aware of your sadness, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But really
I think-
happiness needs to rise out of no sadness, if that makes sense, at that point in time.
yeah, that was awesome, bro. I think oh sorry. The last point you said was like you feel happiness when you aren't feeling sadness.
Like yeah, I don't even remember that wisdom, wacky wisdom came out out of nowhere, bro.
It was beautiful, bro. I just like it was literally the second last word they said, but um, I think when you're like constantly sad and you're not living in that moment, you're running away from it. You don't tend to be open to feeling happy. You just open yourself to be feeling neutral.
Mm,
Personally, I don't think you'll be able to feel some real happiness in that state
yeah, for sure.
because you just have the mental blockage.
100%, bro. I remember like reading some shit as well. It's like when you're sad, it becomes like the longer you're sad, the harder it becomes to think happy, like on like a purely biological level, apparently as well, or chemical level. And
That's
I think,
interesting, man.
and I think like that makes a lot of sense. Like that's why, like, you know, whether like mental health, like depression and shit, you know, guys keep like this is from a guy's perspective, but when shit's going down in our lives, we're just kind of being trained to just like move on type shit or just like don't think about it. But like you said earlier, you know, like you don't blow up over just one thing, or you don't like lose the plot over just one thing. It's over an amalgamation of things that have kind of pent up over years or, you know, whatever.
Mhm.
And it could be just trivial things that you just don't deal with. You're like, oh, never mind, NBM, you know, just move on type shit. But then once it gets to a certain point, then you have like a mental break and you're like, bro, like, and then you're just sad because like it's always just been in the back of your mind and all this shit, it's like a snowball, you know, and then all of a sudden there's an avalanche and this snowball is just going to come crashing down. So I think, yeah, kind of just.
I'm really curious if that's sort of the same for women as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd assume it's relatively similar, right?
I feel like, I don't know, maybe this is a bit controversial or whatever, but I think it's a lot more socially acceptable for women to cry rather than guys. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
I can understand that point. Yeah, for sure, man.
And because of that, like, I know, like, obviously you don't want to be a sad cunt and just keep crying all the time and shit, but like, bro, like, I remember like a while ago, probably like earlier this year, I had a good cry, like my first good cry and it's just so like relieving, like just to have a good cry here and there, and just it's like let out all that kind of build up, because it just feels like this huge burden is kind of lifted off your like, it's just a big weight off your chest, when you do have a good solid cry. And that doesn't mean like, I think balance is good. You don't want to just be crying all the time or be mopey all the time, but you also don't want to try to force yourself to feel happy when you're not happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I think, yeah, like I said, it's okay. Or like I was told, it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah, I think from just not being exposed to other people's sadness, you forget that humans become sad. Like it's completely normal to be sad. We just forget that because people walk around with a smile on their face all the time, and you just don't see when they're feeling different things apart from neutrality and happiness. Don't forget that it's okay. Like it's completely normal. Don't think you're an alien because you get sad here and there. It's normal.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
you might be weird though. I can't speak.
I don't know that, but that's besides the point. That's mutually exclusive, That's but yeah, I think yeah, for sure. Like when it comes to sadness or even happiness, like just like you said, embracing it for truly what it is, and yeah, like not getting too attached to the outcome, because I think it's always good to have that awareness that this is just temporary. Like it's kind of like the rain. Like I think Melbourne weather sums it up perfectly. We look at the sun and we're like, this is dope, and then we try to and then we get super attached to that, but then it starts raining like seconds after, and you're like, bro, what the fuck? And then you feel super sad because of the rain, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like understanding that it's sunny, that's cool, we'll make the most of it while it's here. But whether or not it rains after, it's calm, you know what I mean? And once the rain comes, that's fine too. Like the plants need some water, it's good for the environment, a bit of rain, that's fine too. And then it's just about kind of knowing that it comes in kind of waves, in kind of stages, and just accepting each stage for what it is, and not getting too sad when you're sad, and not getting too happy when you're happy, because I don't even know what I'm trying to say, bro. I honestly don't know what I'm trying to say. NVM.
That's all right, bro. I was gonna say your the weather analogy was amazing, bro. Like just understanding the weather is the weather. You can't change the weather. You just accept what it is. You feel it. You enjoy the beauty of what it is. You go through it, and then you deal with the next day. I think that was an amazing analogy, bro.
Oh, thank you, bro.
I haven't heard it put like that before.
Oh, damn. Thanks, bro. I just looked outside and it was just a bit of wise walking coming out, bro. That's all it was. And like, I think what's really great about just what you said as well, like, is that kind of like the weather, it's out of our control, right? And what I've realized is, or what a mate told me last year, was that we don't think thoughts think themselves. Like we don't know what we're going to think next type of thing, the thought just comes, and we choose to either attach to it or not attach to it. But that's up to us, and that might be what causes our suffering, because of our attachment to that thought. Mm-hmm. Or maybe we're trying to escape from it. But even escaping, I feel like there's a certain level of attachment to a thought. You know what I mean? That's why it's on your mind so much that you're trying to really run from it. But I think I think I've used this example with you before. If you think about your thoughts as like a stream or as like a river, and each idea as like fish, right? If you're on this little boat, there's like three ways. There's either detachment, which is kind of like deflection, and then there's attachment, which can lead to like greed, envy, jealousy, all those dirty thoughts, like all those dirty emotions, just greedy stuff. And then there's detachment, which is kind of like you don't feel anything. But then there's like mindfulness. I think mindful attachment is what I'll call it, non-attachment, mindful attachment. And what I mean by that is, with these fish, let's say, if you're fully detached, then all these fish will be swimming past you, and you won't even catch one of these fish, right? That means that you're going to starve to death. If you're attached and you feel every single emotion that your body's telling you to feel, then the little boat that you're on will sink, because there's like the fish are too heavy and you're trying to get onto everything, you know what I mean? And that's kind of like life. You'll sink if you try to if you get too caught up in your emotions type thing. But then with non-attachment or mindful attachment, you kind of pick out which fish that you want and you keep them, but the other ones you kind of just let go through, right? And that's perfect. That's what you want. The ship won't sink and you also have enough to eat. And I think that balance there, that mindfulness and that balance really helps with living a truly happy life and dealing with those negative emotions. Because then when you're feeling sad, you can choose to identify with the sadness if you need to, hence a good cry. But if you don't need to, then you can kind of just let it coast along, accept it for what it is. Damn, I'm not feeling my best today, but that's calm, and then you just let it go through. Same thing with happiness. If you're feeling great, I guess it works a lot better with negative emotions than positive emotions, because you try to make the most of positive emotions. But yeah, anger, sadness, whatever. Same shit. If you're angry, if your body tells you to arc up, you don't have to necessarily choose to arc up, but it's not good to be detached from feeling these emotions, because then you're just gonna starve emotionally, spiritually. You're gonna starve, but you don't want to attach yourself to everything, because then you're going to suffer as well. So there's I think even with Buddhism, it's all about going down the middle path and finding that balance. And I guess everyone's balance is different because everyone's point of reference is different. What might be extreme to me might not be extreme to you, and what might be extreme to you might not be extreme to me. But I think it's kind of just understanding who we are as a person based on our own experiences, because like we've said before, it's only you that can kind of deal with your problems to a certain extent, right? So, and the only way to deal with your problems is, it's kind of like going to the doctors. You have to diagnose yourself first, or you kind of have to know that you have a problem to get diagnosed by the doctor. You know what I mean? And then you can start seeking treatment for that sickness. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, definitely, brother. Yeah.
Yeah. That took a somber mood at the end, but yeah, I don't know.
What do you think, bro? You reckon we can wrap it up there?
Mhm.
I think so. So that wraps up episode 5, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for the love and support you guys have been showing so far. It means so much to both of us. So yeah, we just want to say thank you so much for that. Yeah, Zuru.
Yeah, and also make sure that because in this episode particularly we talked about mainly the guy's perspective. We want to hear the girl's perspective. So if you guys, feel free to reach out. We'd love to get some insight from you guys. We grow with you guys, and it's great. Like, we're really grateful for everyone that does listen. Yeah, give it a share. Give it a share with your mates if you think that they need to hear some of the stuff as well. But yeah, otherwise, I think that's it. Do you have anything else to add, bro?
No, not really, man. I'm pretty happy with today's episode. I think it came out very well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, keen to hear what you guys think as well. So easy. Peace. Have a good one.
Peace out, guys. Thanks for listening.